hit that notification bell. After you hit the subscribe button, you hit that little bell, and then you select all videos. You see that? You hit the subscribe button, the notification bell, and all videos. If you haven't done that, just unsubscribe and do it again. It's very simple. Thank you very much.
Hello and welcome. This is Grant Hughes of Grant Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching.
But yes, you guys, I'm going to need your support tonight. It's already starting off slow. I can see it right now. Yep. Oh, look at that. Wow. I don't have my hat on today, you guys. Yep. So there we are. I was on too busy of a day. I don't know if anybody. I was on Court TV again. I don't know how it went. Nobody. Usually somebody stays on the call afterwards and says, "Okay, we're all done," and a little couple comments here and there, but I don't know how it went. All right. I have no idea. But I know it's a late night show, you guys, but I'm going to ask for your guys' support again to try to get to a goal, because it was a really long day. The video did poorly, and I was on 3 different shows, not my own, and I just I need something sort of like to happen for the channel. All right, thank you. Yeah, so Court TV was good. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I thought I explained things pretty good on there. It's hard to say, though. I don't like looking around and... Yeah. Well, thanks, Cindy J. I got the headphones on right now, though. But yeah, don't get all started at once, everybody. Let's not, don't go overboard, all right? There's somebody. There's Wise Child. Thanks, Wise Child. Appreciate it. And you can hear me. What? You can barely hear. Oh, you know what? I bet you a piece of software took over. So now I got to go back and hold on a second. Let's see. How do I do that? I think it was underneath. I know where it was. It was under audio. Thanks, Amber Maiden. I know there won't be very many people watching, so it's gonna come down to the people that are watching to try to figure out a way to help support the channel, because we're not covering one of the big cases tonight. Hey, thanks, Kitty Cronister. So hold on, I gotta figure out how to get the audio working again. I know exactly what happened. I think StreamYards or another software program takes over and then adjusts it. So let's see, sound settings. Is that, where am I? Sound settings. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we're going to go. Oh, yeah. Jeez. The input's down like. Testing. Testing. That didn't really work. Oh, yeah. It's got the wrong mic input, too. It's supposed to be this one. And that's only at 39%. So here we go. Testing. 1, 2. There we go. Boom. 96 bat. Testing 1, 2, 3. There we go. There we go. There we go. Hey, at least we know how to fix it now. All right. Thanks, Renee H, K Me, Gummo, Kitty Chronister, Amber Maiden, Wise Child. Let's see. Yes, can hear you now. Yep. Testing one. This is my normal. That sounds loud enough. Looks like it. If I go like that, it goes up to 0. So, okay. So I was on Court TV, then Profiling Evil with Mike, and like he's got like some. I mean, that stuff that he's working on, identifying all these children in a grave site called the Baby Cemetery in, I think it's Utah, southern Utah. It's pretty amazing. So that was cool to be on there. Thanks to Broken Scout and Wendy Van Rokel and Sandy Shirley and Kathleen Canick. So you thought I was okay? I mean, usually I get feedback from the people on Court TV, but I think they moved on to a different case really quick after that. So I'm trying to figure out. I don't watch myself very often on there. So just what do you have the general feedback? Usually underneath when Court TV posts a video that I'm in, the trolls show up, but usually it's still more good comments than bad. So it was good. Okay, all right, it's not bad. Not bad, not bad. For right now, we're about a fifth of a goal. Thanks, Sirius Black. You think it was good? All right. Yeah, so I was all over the place, though. I was on Court TV at 5:20, and then it went all the way to 6. But just before 6, actually. Then I went over and got on with Mike at Profiling Evil, and then he and I talked for like 30 minutes after the show, and then right after that I went on early on Web Sleuth, who doesn't even have to have a monetized channel anymore because she has partnered up with Othram Labs and has that security there. All right. So I rely on you guys. All right. So even when we have these late night shows or a little bit later, I'm trying to build up the channel. I'm still going to need your guys' support, even though it's late. All right. Because we're currently, even with that little run that we just had there, we're only at 46.91. Right, which is way, like a fifth of the. So I can see usually it starts off good and then we fade into oblivion in the first hour or so. So, got to make hay when we can right at the beginning. I can't drink coffee, so none. I sent him a text message showing him where the plate reader was. And I didn't look it up right then during the show, like he said. That was pretty funny. He goes, "Leave it to Grant Hughes to look it right up." I actually looked it up 10 days ago or something. I mean, it was once we heard about the plate readers. Here, I'll show you where the plate reader is on my map here. Thanks, Jill Downey. Yeah, so there's a plate reader. There's 2 of them. There's one way up here by the school, but it says heading away from the school, and then there's one right here. So like if you were at the school up here, you would drive down this road and pass that plate reader and then make your way back to the apartment complex. Of course, you could turn there and go down and that kind of thing, but the normal way is like that and then up and then you're right there. So there you go. There you go. Thanks, Jill Downey. All right, so here we go. And I'm just going to do it my own way. I don't need the, "Hey, Gray, did you see this?" Just let me do what I've got on this case, and that'll be it. All right? Then maybe another show we can do updates and stuff like that. So here we go. we'll just start here with, well, that's his page. Let me just go with this image here that's the same as I think it's this Facebook page here. Yeah, exactly. I'm talking to you. You do it every time, and it throws me off. So here it is, missing person. Montezhurt, black male. So his name is Hurt, H-U-R-T. Okay. A black male, 19 years of age, black and red hair, brown eyes, 6'1", 160 pounds. Last seen wearing a royal blue Price Chopper polo and green sweatpants on February 1st, 2024, in the area of 12th and Troost Avenue around 11:40 a.m., and believed to have been seen walking in the area of 77th Street and Troost Avenue at 1:30 p.m. So we'll map all that crap out later. He also has a tattoo on his right arm. If anyone has seen Mr. Hurt, please contact the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department Missing Person Unit at 816-234-5043. Alright, then let's get rid of all these. And then this is I think the mom, or the grandmother here, or I guess it's the mom. She said, "Son, I miss and love you so much. These last 30 days have been tough." So he's been missing for, what was I think February 2nd, right? Something like that. Been tough. I'm just here lost without you. I stay to myself. Don't talk much. Don't laugh. Nothing. I pray more times a day than I ever had. I just miss you so much, and I know in God's timing you will come back home. Missing my baby like crazy. T. Montez, love you with everything in me. I'm waiting. And then there's this right here. And by the way, everybody, here we are. We're doing a show, and it's late at night. And if we just get crushed again, like we've been doing lately, it'll be like, man, I can't go on the guest shows in the middle of the day. All right. So let's just make it the same as normal. All right. So help me look for my grandmother, still searching for 19-year-old T. Montezhurt 2 months later.
A grandmother desperate to find.
Thank you so much, Kayla Marie. Obligatory freak donation. It's not obligated, but I appreciate you sending it to me.
It's been nearly 2 months since 19-year-old
I just want to get to the gold in it.
Was last seen at the Greyhound station near downtown Kansas City. That's where we find KCTV5's Nijah Hood live with the grandmother's plea. Nijah?
Well, Zach, this bus stop is the last place Hurt was seen before his disappearance. His grandmother has been driving here from St. Louis nearly every weekend since, posting flyers, and says 2 months later, she still has more questions than answers.
Why come to my face and go up on the billboard? And why come the community of Kansas City is not aware that my grandson has been missing?
A grandmother is pleading for answers in the disappearance of her grandson, Montezhurt.
My heart says that Montez is still with us. But because I haven't saw him,
welcome, Kayla.
My mind wonders what happened between the Z trip, the hospital, and these are the things I'm worried about.
Tacona Sullivan says Hurt was visiting a friend in Kansas City after attending school in St. Joseph. She received a call from him in the early hours of February 1st and says around 3:30 a.m. he told her he believed someone may have drugged him. Police were dispatched to his location and an ambulance took him to St. Luke's Hospital for evaluation.
This is the part that's really confusing because I get him out of that situation. I asked the police even why they didn't investigate that situation.
Sullivan says he was cleared to be discharged, and the hospital called him a Z-trip to the Greyhound station.
So he called his grandmother, I guess, and said, "Hey, I feel like I've been drugged." And then she sends somebody over, and they go over there, and they take him to the hospital. Then the hospital cleared him. They gave him I guess they got like a taxi cab for him to take him to the Greyhound bus station with a ticket even. And then when he gets there, that's where we're at here in the story.
She bought him a ticket to St. Louis, where she lives.
Because the police won't show me
did.
anything, it makes me feel like maybe some type of foul play is there.
In this surveillance video taken at 11:53 a.m. on February 1st, you can see Hurt getting out of a Z-Trip car. He walks to the door of the Greyhound station and tries to get inside. After seeing the doors are locked, he turns back to the car, then
I don't understand this part here. He goes back to the car.
Walks away and hasn't been seen since.
And then he just turns around.
Please,
what for?
Help me.
Was there somebody in the car?
Help me look for my... Help me look for my...
They talked about it like he left his phone in the car or something. I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
Grandson. We love him too.
I forgot, if he put his phone in the car, he would have pounded on the door. I don't believe the phone thing. Sorry.
KCPD says they are investigating.
I don't buy the phone in
case
the
detective
car.
has
They didn't mention it in this story.
been assigned. Coming up on Live at 5 here, why Sullivan says she's frustrated. She feels this case has not received the same attention as another missing persons case that went national. In Kansas City, Nigel Hood,
there you go.
KCTV 5.
Yeah, hopefully they'll...
I wonder when JLR will get on top of this one, huh? I'm sure he'll be over there in a minute. Let's see, almost 2 months after Missouri Western State University freshman montezhurt went missing from a Kansas City Greyhound station on February 1st, his grandmother is still searching for answers. My heart says Montez is still with us, but because I haven't saw him, my mind wonders what happened between the zip trip, the hospital, and these are things I'm worried about. Yeah. So, you see him on that surveillance footage. Right?
Called him a Z because sometimes you can see Hurt getting out of a Z-Trip car. He walks to the door of the Greyhound station and tries to get inside. After seeing the doors are locked, he turns back to the car.
I don't know. That's too quick to go, hey, can I get my phone?
Away.
Look, he just turns right around. There's no way they didn't let him into the car. Like, he just walks over there and he turns around immediately. He didn't even have time to ask, hey, I think I left my phone in there. There's just no chance. I don't know what the hell he's doing, but that's not real. Just look at that. People don't act like that.
Walks away and
then just turns around.
Since.
And he just goes walking that way.
Help me.
Forget it.
Help me knock on some doors. Help me look for my... Help me look for my grandson. We love him.
He didn't even have time to say anything. Right? He just turned around. And that is this. I'd like to know where the place was where he was staying. That'd be good. Now, right here is what's on that video there. Or it's on an image that they have. So I think what we're seeing is he's right here. He tries that, probably that. Well, let's take a look at that again. God, look at this crazy... Google Earth is stuck open. I forgot what key you have to hit to fix it. Is it something down here where you say, let's see, right click, unpin? No, that's not it. Right click, pin the taskbar. Close window? If I open it again, does it? I don't know, it's kind of like open too much. But I'm hoping you guys make it worth it that we cover the lesser known cases. Zozo wanted me to do this one again. She always wants I do these cases because, they're never going to get covered. But when I cover ones that nobody talks about it, the channel suffers tremendously, all right? And, it's like we can do greater good at the end of the month when the channel's doing well, but when we have Like, see this massive lull that we just had? This is what happens. All right, let me get down to the area here. Hold on. There it is. Yeah, see, look up at the top of the screen. It's like maximized, but I can't move it. I can't access the... Right. So it's right there. So let me get those other places then now. That's not it. This one, mentioned areas. So that was what I was looking at, that sign. And then we'll get back to that surveillance shot to get the exact spot. I know they're just important, Kimi, but the people in the chat don't make it as important because the support for the channel drops off tremendously whenever we do anything other than the really popular cases. And, you know, the amounts people do, everything like that. So it's, I know, it gets really frustrating, I gotta be honest with you. So let's see, up here it said, no, that was what I was looking for. But let's see what it says down here. It said, in surveillance video taken at 11:53 a.m. on February 1st, Hurt is seen on camera getting dropped off in a zip trip car to the station. He walks to the door and tries to get inside. After realizing the doors were locked, he turns around, back to the car, and walks away. Right, because there's no time to have asked, hey, do you have my phone? I mean, he just goes and turns around. It's really obvious. Thanks, Peter. Please help me. Help me knock on some doors. Help me look for my grandson. We love him too. After nearly 2 months, she's hoping for more attention on her missing grandson in light of national exposure. And, you know, we're putting it out there, so hopefully more people get to see it. And then maybe somebody else will look at it and go, wow, let's talk about it. Right? And so that's about the only way to give it a shot, you know. Unfortunately, you know, my channel's covered these kind of cases for 7 years, right? But for the channel to grow and be successful, I've had, you know, like sometimes I'll linger on cases that I'm interested in and want to just keep covering, where a few years ago we could just do anything. Now we could be covering, you know, Joe Schmo in Southeast, whatever, and the freaks all showed up and helped, but that doesn't happen anymore on those cases. So that's the conundrum that I'm in. And then you realize why those other channels never do these kind ever. Right? Hey, thanks, Heather N. Gifted 5 memberships, and Ella Blue. Thanks for all you do. I wish I could do more. Oh, it's great. Thank you. Appreciate it. And Debbie Joe for Blue and Chloe treat container. Yeah, they get a lot of treats. I'll tell you that. Yeah, let me open up this screenshot right here, which is actually the police, and let's try to map these things out. So 11:53 is the police station. The bus station right here. 11:53 a.m. And then it says 12th and Truth. So I mean, I'm going to guess it's south of here, right? That's my guess because of the way he was walking away. 12th and Troost Avenue. No, look at that. See, definitely south. It's a long walk though. So that's Truth. Where is 12th is way up here, so. Oh, well, it's right here. I mean, so he made it to that location. So he did go south, unless they're just referring to that place. 12th and Troost. Hey, thank you so much to Kayla Marie. Is there no other camera footage showing what way he went? I mean, they might have more, the detective does. And here's the thing, everybody. If you're a detective out there or you're a family member of a missing person and you have any surveillance footage at all, get every single bit of it and put it out on social media, and your case will then get huge exposure. If you don't put the surveillance footage out there, people don't have anything to work with other than a few comments that people make. Like, oh, well, yeah, they were seen here and there. People like to see it. That's just the way people are. It's absolutely true. Look what happened in the Riley Strain case. Do you think anybody would be, as many people would have been interested if there was no surveillance footage on those 3 locations, and then the police car, and then there's just no way. That's why people get interested in things. And there's other cases if social media is involved, and there's a whole bunch of videos that they were taken. People want to go out and try to sleuth the meaning of it. That's probably why, like, Gabby Petito was such a big deal, is because they had all those videos that they took together, the vlog that they were doing, the different posts that they made, and there's all kinds of, the police camera footage and all these different people out there in the world videotaping, capturing them. Yeah, so it turned in, and by the way, social media is the reason that the Gabby Petito case was solved, okay? Some random YouTuber was out there driving around and filmed them. Oh boy, here we go. Oh jeez, I knew it. See, now I gotta look at something else. I don't know what you're sending me, Zozo. Can you write something below it? I don't know it. I don't want to read it without you telling me what I'm reading. And then the national media picks up the story. The odds of that, I still can't. Now, that was amazing. But we figured out exactly. You know what was amazing about the Gabby Petito case is we had it narrowed down to the exact spot using just various information that was out there. And inside the smallest little circle that we had, that's where the vehicle was, in the overlap. Right. All right, so here we go. That's 12th and Troost. Then the other spot was 77th. Maybe that's where the avenue around 1140. So he's right here at 1140. So why was he here at 1140 if he was 1153 here? I don't understand that. Just one of those things. It's just, you got to have everything make sense. He was in a car, the taxi. So why would he be here before the, Yeah, one of those things. Property, change that to 11:40 a.m. And the other one was 77th and Troost. So even way further down, and that was at 1:30. So that's the same street, but way down here. And that's at 1:30 p.m. 77th and Troost. So what the hell's he doing way down there? Because I am Prosser Gang. I explained it really well on the show. Maybe try to pay attention next time. You ever thought of that? Let's see. So way up here, way down there, he's there a couple hours later. All right? And I don't know if you could tell, but we were discussing a different case, Prosser Gang. Could you tell, or was it just not obvious to you? And the reason I think, I'll just tell you really quick. I believe it is because he actually literally changed the tire. If it was a ruse, you wouldn't change the tire. You just would have made it look like you were doing a tire, and when the coast was clear, you just drive away on the right tire. Also, where it was pulled over, it was across the street from where he put the body. He would have pulled over on that side, but instead he had the flat tire. He pulls over, he probably changed the tire. Then he got nervous, and he goes, God, if somebody pulls over to help me, there'll be a body in my car. So I got to get rid of the body first. Then I'll change the tire, and he drove away. Likely he was going to change it somewhere else, okay? That's why I think that. Now, you can kind of come back with any kind of rebuttal, and I won't agree with you, okay? I think it's way more likely that the vehicle literally had a flat tire, all right? So if you have a follow-up question, I won't be answering it. I'm on to something else. Whew, God, how rude. Why don't you just follow the case of what we're doing? All right, so anyways, that was 11:40 up there, and then about less than 2 hours later, he's 70, I mean, gosh, what is it, 53 blocks later. Yeah, he went to the hospital, then he got the Uber. So this is like the last, he was at these places later. So I guess the police showed up and then they got him to the hospital, whatever happened. I mean, I don't really know the order. It's kind of like it's not really explained. Let's see what this one says. Police could have helped. Grandmother's still searching. It says, Wednesday afternoon, Kansas City police posted on social media asking for the public's help in finding T. Montezhurt, 19 of St. Louis, who went missing on Friday 1st. His grandmother, Tacona Donald Sullivan, said her grandson is a Missouri Western University freshman who was last seen nearly 2 months ago while visiting Kansas City, Missouri. Sullivan is asking why it took so long for them to do anything. I just want to find my baby. Police could have helped. They could have helped a long time ago. With every new hour that goes by, she said, there are new questions. That's because they're not giving her information, right? It's not like they're out there doing this deep dive investigation. They're just not getting any, that's why I always tell, like, police need to keep the family members involved. I have a lot of emotions, said Sullivan. I really feel like my grandson is alive. On February 1st, Sullivan said her grandson texted asking her to call him in the wee hours of the morning. During the call, she said Hurt told her he thought someone drugged him. He answers the phone like he was in distress, which scared me. Sullivan said Kansas City police were dispatched to where the grandson was, and an ambulance took him to the Kansas City hospital for evaluation. She told First Alert 4 that the hospital called him a rideshare once he was discharged, taking him to the Greyhound station to send him to St. Louis where he lives. Surveillance video from the station shows the last time Hurt was seen. We just showed it. This is someone's son, grandson, and they need to find him and help bring him home. Wilson co-founded the Black and Missing Foundation, and we've donated to them quite a few times, whose mission is to bring awareness to missing persons of color, Wilson said. Maybe we should donate some end of the month back to them again. Wilson said 40% of the missing population are people of color, and typically their cases are swept under the rug. It is disheartening, and law enforcement did not act when the family first filed that missing person report. Let's see. Law enforcement did not act. Okay. His family is searching for him, and they deserve answers as to what happened to him. Wilson said race and zip code are typical barriers as to why law enforcement resources aren't allocated equally for black and brown missing persons. Yeah, can't really argue with that one. That's absolutely a real thing. So right now we're a little over halfway, you guys. We made it to about, 58%. Not bad, not bad. All right, let's see. What's the next one? I almost want to go back to one, see if I can find one on him early on. Look at that. Lanky Tor gifted another 5. Awesome. I have to get back there and find my baby. It's been an agonizing time for Tacona Donald Sullivan and her family. I just have a lot of unanswered questions. Hurt is a freshman at Missouri Western University in St. Joseph, Missouri, which is about an hour from Kansas City. Hurt's grandmother said on the morning of February 1st, T. Montez called her while under some form of mental distress. He just sounded so disoriented, childlike, and was not himself. I don't know what happened, but he was definitely in distress, she added. She said he was at the home of a woman he'd recently met. She also admitted her grandson smoked marijuana. But, you know, sometimes they lace marijuana with stuff, right? I was talking to him on FaceTime, and I kept on hearing him ask the girl, "What did you give me? What did you lace me?" Yeah, there you go. See, lace. "What did you lace me with?" I was like, who is she, T. Montez? He's like, "Granny, I don't know," Donald Sullivan said. That's when Donald Sullivan then called the Kansas City hospital, which sent police to her home, the girl's home. I wonder how they knew that if he didn't know the name. Like, had it just cracked his phone? Or police were asking him what happened. He said, "I think someone laced me," she said. She said he went to an emergency room. They could have, you know what this case reminds me a lot of, I was telling Zozo earlier, is Matrice Richardson. Remember that one where, you know, she was acting strangely, didn't pay her bill. It's like in Malibu, California, something like that. And then she gets arrested because she didn't pay a bill, taken to the police station. They talk to the mom. "Yeah, we've got her." And then they just let her go out into the wild. And then, like, she's found, her body was just bones found up in the mountains at some point. And then when the family went to go to the scene where the body was found, they actually found more like finger parts up there. Pretty strange, right? Police were asking him what happened. He said, "I think somebody laced me," she said. She said he went to an emergency room. They should have sent him upstairs to find out what happened or what had him mentally disturbed. They just let him sit there for a few hours, gave him sodas to drink, and then gave him a voucher to catch a cab to a Greyhound bus station. Surveillance video captured him hours later trying to walk inside the bus station, but it was closed. He hasn't been seen since. I learned that the bus station hours are between 4 p.m. and midnight. Why would that hospital give him a voucher that early? She asked. Well, maybe they just, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's not really an interesting question, you know. It's like, he's ready to leave, so here's a voucher, you know, so when it's open, you can go get a bus. It's not like they go, "Well, we're going to hold you in this hospital for another 5 hours because your bus," you know, they already deemed that he seemed to, I mean, who knows how hard they checked him and that kind of thing. And maybe he was totally normal. I mean, how do we know something else didn't happen to him? So, you know, after that, he's in this town, he's walking around. Yeah, it's more like Matrice Richardson. Let's see. Why would, I mean, I guess it's sort of like Carly Gousset, sort of whacked out in the mind, except this one, it sounds like he was laced. And she wasn't taken to a hospital, and she wasn't in the middle of a city. She was out in the middle of nowhere. I learned that the bus station's hours are between 4 p.m. and midnight. Why would that hospital give him a voucher that early, she asked. I think they should have known that the bus station was closed again. I just feel they should have kept him. I just know what to. I just don't know what to think. My heart says that he's alive, she added. Donald Sullivan canvassed Kansas City streets and passed out 700 flyers with his photo. She will return to the city on Tuesday to continue searching for him. I'm going to pass out more flyers to search. Let's see, this is Donald Sullivan said she also went to the home where she believed her grandson was and spoke to the woman who lives there. However, she said she was unsatisfied with the woman's response, which was unhelpful in her attempt to find out what happened to her grandson. On Monday, a spokesperson with Kansas City Police said Hurt is listed as a missing person. The report has been taken and assigned to a case detective.
This is 5 in a fight off campus after school 3 weeks ago. The AG thrust her story into the national spotlight.
Mike, that's a different. That's not even. Kansas City police plea for public's help in search for missing 19-year-old. That's March 28th. All right. So let's see. What was the thing that... So apparently, this is like a screenshot from... Say no to lulz, everybody. Say no to lulz. Alright, so this is something, I guess, maybe... let's see. My fault for acting, how I was acting. I don't know who... I don't know who's talking or anything here. What's going on? It's hell police. Dude, you're scaring F out of me. Your phone is dead. You don't have a charger, nothing. Like, what the F are you doing, bro? My fault for acting how I was acting. I'm going to make the date up. So this is February 1st before all of this. I'm going to make the date up to you as well and tell your pops I was tweak sauce also. What is this right here? Like, is this before, or, I mean, is this him typing right here? Is this T. Montez right here typing? Man, nothing worse than... I have no clue who's talking in these screenshots. And then this one is... and tell your pops I was tweak sauce, shake my head. I don't know what that was or whatever, but you embarrassed the F out of me in public and with my friends and at home with my dad coming out of the room but butt-ass naked. 100% is sick because you was just cool before you got to my house, and I'm gonna need a better apology than that. Completely embarrassing. And have you seen my cards? Okay, I apologize in person. When you come, I come in person. So this is him before, like he's going to go over there and he did something wrong. And she's feeling like he needs to apologize to her. Is that it? But that's him talking to the girl, right, Zozo? Because that's what wasn't clear in this. Yes, something with my granny. Okay, whenever you're settled, just call me. I just got a question now. What's the question? Was anything you said true? Yes. Okay, I love you. I hope you get to where you need to be. Stop stressing over nothing and putting your people through it. It's not worth it. Keeping grinding, saving up, and go to college. Be safe. I mean, what time is this? These text messages. Like, now there's no time on them. I don't know what this means. And just try to keep in touch. You embarrassed me, but I'm still here for you. I don't know what he did that embarrassed him, though. And you guys, we've hit a massive lull again, so we got to keep on trucking here to get to the nightly goal, all right? So, you need your support. Unfortunately, we're doing a really late show, and I was on 3 different shows today and wasn't able to do a show during the normal time. And then there's this last thing here. I don't know. I think this is like her responding to people on the internet. It says, I'm just so tired of the BS. Keep my name out of y'all reports. Y'all don't even know what the F you're talking about. Y'all believe anything that put on the socials. I posted my recipes, or receipts, I guess. I don't know what that means. I posted my recipes. His disappearance don't have shit to do with me. I'm still posted up at the same spot. I'm still posting on social media. I still be out, baby, if I did the crime. I'll be hiding out somewhere, or I would have took down my page. So she's saying she'd be hiding out or have taken down her page if she did something. Like, be for real. The dude wasn't at my house when he disappeared. You all need to be asking the Lyft driver and Grandma what she knows, because she's covering up for her son. That's also a felon. And she wants somebody to blame, and trying to blame me and the other girl he was dealing with. Like, don't know, maybe that's the other girl then. Maybe nobody got time for this. We all want him home. There shouldn't be a story like behind for real, because he wasn't on drugs. I don't give an F. I got proof. I don't want to hear shit else about this unless you all found him. Leave me the F alone. Yeah, well, I guess there you go. And my last comment fell on deaf ears, you guys. We're going to definitely need to keep on going here. Yeah. Man, what a long day. Jesus. Man. Put out a video in the morning. A show at 5:20. Another show at 6. Another show at 8:30. Now I'm doing this one. It's a long day. But the support died 3 hours ago. Okay. Let's see. Right on Kentucky for me now. Great. Did you get my super chat from? I don't know. I hope so, Ginger. I probably thank you at the end of the show if I got it. I didn't see it on this one. I mean, I thank everybody at the end of the show. So. And thank you, Tito, on PayPal. Right. Wasn't it like $5 or something, Ginger? Was found dead after sheriff deputy dropped her off from the hospital to a forest. Do you know her, Tim Perry? It's 1:15 a.m. here. What time is it for you? It's 10:15. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I got it then. I saw it in your keys, I think, too, but stream ended. So I saw it right at, it was in the chat. After the show, you know, those few minutes where it's still up. But anyways, that has nothing to do with this show, is what I'm saying. All right, so what do you guys think here? I mean, I don't think there's enough information to sit here and come up with a good theory or anything. You know, he was here later in the day, all the way from the bus station, apparently. And what was he doing over there? Don't know. Anything after he goes to the car? No. Well, this is all after the car, all of this stuff. You know, well, apparently 11:40 and then 11:53 is here, but then he was heading south, and then 2 hours later, he's way down here at 77th and Troost. So I don't know how he got there. Welcome, Julie Teagarden. Have they found any surveillance on him thus far? Yeah, we showed it earlier when he was at the bus station. I think it might be in the, hold on, let me see. Well, in this one.
A grandmother desperate to find her grandson. It's been nearly 2 months since
Thanks, Ginger Keys. All right, that got us to, where is that going to get us? No, about, I don't know, 70% maybe. Thank you, Ginger Keys. All right, we'll play the surveillance in here.
15-year-old
again.
montezhurt.
Seen before visiting a friend in Kansas City after attending school in St. One may have go for
The police gate there.
as he was cleared to be discharged, and the hospital called him a Z trip to the Greyhound station. She bought him a ticket to St. Louis where she
Oh, yeah,
lives.
that's what I want
Because
to
the
see.
police won't show me anything, it makes me feel like maybe some type of foul play is there.
In this
Okay.
surveillance video taken at 11
Yeah, so that means he is, let's see, let's go back to the, I mean, he's probably in that first, like the main door. I think he's right there. Right? Like, God, I can't get that out of the way. See? Yep. You can even see 1101 right there. He's heading in to the door, but then the door is locked, and then he turns around, and the vehicle is parked right here, right there. He walks back, goes around, and then he heads off in that direction. I'll show you, though. Here we go.
7:53 a.m. on February 1st, you can see Hurt getting out of a Z-Trip car. He walks to the door of the Greyhound station and tries
I bet he might have just left his phone in there, but he didn't. He wasn't going back to get it. It's pretty obvious.
to get inside. After seeing the doors are locked, he turns back
See, watch.
to the car, then walks away and hasn't been seen.
I don't even think he checked. I don't even know what he was doing. I mean, he checked to see if the door is locked. I mean, he was only there for like a half second. Wouldn't you try this door, this one, and this one? Knock on it. Hey, where's my... There isn't a soul in the world, you guys, that would leave a phone in a car and just make that little effort and walk away. Don't you agree? You guys? I mean, honest to God. I mean, just watch that. There's no chance in hell he's going back to retrieve his phone.
Tries to get inside. After seeing the doors are locked, he turns back to the car, then walks away and hasn't been seen since.
Really?
Please help me.
That's the effort you make to go get... I don't think it's... I don't know what he was doing. He may have went to go back to get in it, but I don't think he was looking for his phone at that time. He might have accidentally left his phone in there, but he wasn't aware of it yet. And then the guy drove away, and then maybe they retrieved it somehow. I know, it's weird, dude Morris. That's what I'm saying. To me, it just doesn't look like he's trying to get in there at all. You know, but people just believe what they're told.
After seeing the doors are locked, he turns back to the car, then walks away and hasn't been seen.
I mean, I've never seen anybody... It's almost like that was for camera's sakes. I mean, he goes over there and just turns around immediately without any sort of lingering, shaking the door, trying to, sort of wait around, wait for the driver to come back. I mean, I don't know if the driver's sitting there. It's hard to...
Since.
Please help me. Help me knock on some doors. Help me look for my grandson. We love him too.
Yeah, thanks again, Ginger Keys. Appreciate it.
KCPD
this is about where
says
the
they are
car was.
investigating, and a case detective has been assigned. Coming up on Live at 5 here, why
Right.
Sullivan
I
says
agree.
she's frustrated. She feels
I think he was just trying to get back. I don't even know what he was doing because it was so quick. I mean, it wasn't natural. Whatever he was doing, even if you're trying to go back to get back in the car to get a ride, wouldn't you shake a few doorknobs? Instead, it's just like this immediate turnaround. And he started walking away. And is he even familiar with this town at all? Or?
This case has not received the same attention as another missing persons case that went national in Kansas City.
Like Riley Strain is what you're talking about. And then also Sebastian Rogers, which is absolutely being over-covered by every Tom, Dick, and Harry. You know what I always think, you guys, is YouTube is a little bit like... it's like the gold rush, Like right now, I'm doing this show, right? And it's like as if I took off from the stream of where people, where you'd want to be. You know, because I think it's important to cover all kinds of different cases. But this one here has very little chance of picking up sort of a, unless they release more surveillance footage and get more information. It's hard for, there's people out there that just, it's not worth it for them, you know. And I get it, you know, because I've seen it lately. It didn't used to be like this, but it is now. Does he have to go food in his hands? Huh? What does that even mean? Does he have to go food in his hands? Oh, does he have to-go food in his hands? I don't know. It sort of did look like it was a container, didn't it?
In a case, KCPD says they are investigating in a case detective. Then walks away. Locked. He walks to the 53 a.m. on February 1st. You can see Hurt getting out of a Z-Trip car. Tray, he walks to the door of the Greyhound station and tries to get inside. After seeing the doors are locked, he turns back to the car, then walks away and hasn't been seen since.
Please help me. Help me knock on some doors. Help me.
There you go. Come on, YouTubers, with your phone on the scene, boots on the ground. Get going, you guys. Get out there and start looking around. But nobody will watch, Gray. Well, c'est la vie, c'est la vie. Let me see what it says on here. Police were dispatched to his location. So, okay, so if you're just getting here, this guy was at T. Montez was at a girl's house and maybe smoked some pot or something that he feels like was laced because he was like way out of it. And he calls his grandmother, I guess, and said, hey, I'm not feeling good. And then the grandmother somehow was able to, so I don't know how she got an ambulance or the police to go to the place if she didn't know what her name was. So maybe it was like based on his cell phone and they were able to ping where it was or something. And they went over there, the police did, and then they said, oh, we're going to take you to the hospital. He goes to the hospital. Then the hospital released him after he seemed like he was fine and bought him a like a taxi cab to go to the bus station. So, you know, police were dispatched to his location, and an ambulance took him to the St. Luke's Hospital. So he's obviously wasn't doing well when the cops got there because they wouldn't have got an ambulance. One time I was really severely dehydrated from golf. Like I was golfing, I didn't realize I was dehydrated, and I just started shaking and shaking and shaking. So my wife called the ambulance. This was just like 6 years ago or something. And I had cramps everywhere, though. It was like, I was just cramps, and I couldn't stop them. They were like in the quads, hamstring, it was everything. And they got here, and I was just like, basically almost like in shock, kind of. And they looked at me and said, man, you're sort of like you're maybe dehydrated. So here, let's try get some water and put some salt in it. A tablespoon, you know, whatever it was. And I just sort of drank that, and man, it was amazing how that just sort of, probably within 30 minutes, I felt pretty normal again. And the ambulance drove away without taking me anywhere, because that would have cost a hell of a lot more money. And they were like, yeah, you're fine. So anyways, this is where it gets really confusing, because I get him out of the situation. I asked the police why they didn't investigate that situation. Sullivan says he was cleared to be discharged, and the hospital called him a Z-Trip, like a taxi. She thought she bought him a ticket to St. Louis. So I guess the grandmother bought him a ticket to St. Louis after he got I mean, isn't that amazing? Like, if that place was open, he'd probably be just fine right now. I don't know. They could be anywhere. It's like, I don't ask stuff like that. I mean, it's like the thing he was holding could be anywhere. I mean, did he go there just for the day? You know? Did he have anything else with him other than himself? How do we know he had a bag? Yeah, you guys don't know any. I mean, we don't know what he had, you know? Jesus. Sullivan says he was cleared to be discharged, and the hospital called Z-Trip, and then because the police won't show me anything, it makes me think some type of foul play is there. In surveillance video taken 11:53 February 1st, Hurt is seen on camera getting dropped off by that vehicle at the station. He walks to the door, tries to get in, and realizing the door was locked, he turns back to the car and then walks away. So that's that's a really accurate description there. There's no intent really to do anything. Sullivan hasn't seen him since. Police, please help me. Help me knock on some doors. Thanks, Ginger Keys. Yeah, it's just a night full of lulls. Yeah. Yeah, well, he went missing the next day, so maybe he just went with what he had and stayed overnight. Who knows? Or maybe he had to go back to the house that he was at to go get his stuff. Doesn't that make sense? And maybe on the way back to the house, something happened to him. On February 1st. Yep, he went missing on February 1st, and he's just been missing ever since. But after that, however, apparently they have... Oh, Jesus, what happened? Well, thank you, Georgina Stoliker. All right, just about at the goal. 18 short. All right, so here is the Greyhound bus station, and here is the... At 11:40 he was here. I don't really understand that. Seems like that would have been like 11:56, you know, just walking away this direction. And then from there, he somehow 2 hours later he's way down here. So I would guess that the girl lives somewhere around down in this area. Like he's trying to get back there. I don't know if he took another Uber or did he just walk for 2 hours. I mean, we could probably do a pin where... Oh, come on, Georgina. Jesus. Well, thanks, Georgina Stoliker. Come on. That's too generous. Thank you very much. Wait, I need to turn on the Streamlabs here. I want to hear one of these. I think one of these might be a cat eye or something. I mean, like the dancing... What do you call it? The... Well, thank you guys. Man, that's great. Gives me hope that I can cover the lesser-known cases. It gives me hope. Thank you very much, Kayla Marie. So we're all good now. We're all good. And thanks to Lanky Tor for getting 10 memberships, which is equivalent to a cat eye. So that was very cool. I deliver for Amazon. Even the ghetto has doorbell cams these days. Yeah, well, I mean, it's hard to really know. Let's see how long it would take to... Let's do Google Maps here. Because you can just click on Google Earth and it opens up Google Maps. Ah, man, what was the name of that? Oh, shoot. I have to go back. Because I can't, like, open it again. Ah, jeez. I don't know. I'm going to have to reopen it again. Oh, there it is. Hey, Georgina got 5 memberships too? Come on, Georgina. That's crazy. So let's see. You got Jen, the RN, Tracy, Cuckoo Bananas, who used to be one, Renee. No, let's see. Renee H is here. Jessica Fleek, and Jim's mom. Let me guess. I'm super sleuthing here. You have a son named Jim. Yeah. All right, so it's 77th and Troost. There we go, there we go. Crime dissector, detector, homicide body melody detector. There it is. And I'm going to go to 77th, 39th. Let's see how long it would take to walk down here. 77th, right? That's Troost. 75, 77, right? There. And then walking. Look at that, 2 hours and 57 minutes to walk that whole way. And he was there in 2 hours. So what does that mean? Did he run part of that way, or did he get another ride at some point? So it would have taken him almost 3 hours, but they give you walking speed of 2.5 miles an hour. Nobody walks that speed. 2.5 miles an hour is slow as hell, okay? Most people walk probably 3.5, 4 miles an hour. So, but here's the thing, everybody. It's 7.8 miles from here to here, and it just doesn't... Do you think he walked all the way down there, you guys? Now, if he walked at, like, 4 miles an hour, he could have done it in 2 hours. In 4 miles, I walk 5.5 on my treadmill, and it's just like a brisk walk, right? So if he was doing 4 miles an hour, he could have got there in 2 hours. And guess what? I think that's almost exactly the speed, right? Because it was 1:30, and so it was 11:53. So it's not even that. It's like 11:53. So let's just say it was noon. So it's an hour and 37 minutes. So if he walked like 4.5 miles an hour, he could do that easily. Some cities have trams, but we can look at this street here, see if there's one. It doesn't look like it. Yeah, he's just hoofing it all the way down. Let's see what it looks like further up here. Maybe it's... I mean, there's buses for sure. But what's the sighting they have of him? See, this is what I'm saying. This is where the police and family members, they need to put out the information. Like, okay, he was spotted at this time, and this is what he was doing. He was just walking. And then we also saw him up here just walking. So we think he walked from there to there. That's where you get people, they have enough information to start coming up with something. But basically... he's here an hour and 37 minutes after he turned around, and I think he could easily do that. If he just walked like 4.5 miles an hour, he could do that. And that's not quick. Like I said, I mean, sometimes I have it pumped up to 6.2 miles an hour, almost running, but I can still walk. Like ding, 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 like that. Like, I don't do the hip swivel like the race walkers, though. Those guys are crazy people. Let's see. So what are you guys thinking? Should I open up the phones and see if there's... I mean, I don't know what... maybe we can get a family member or somebody to call in and let us know what the hell's going on here. Because that's the only way. If you want to make it bigger, you got to put out more information. Let's see. Will it happen? Hard to know. Hard to know. So let's put the number on the screen. So if you're somebody that actually knows something about this case, like a family member, then call in. Or if you have some inside knowledge of some sort. It's in, I think it was in Kansas City, Missouri. Right? Did he ever make, let's see. Let's see. So it was way up here. Let's get, what do we got? Places on. Okay, that could be on. Then we got the Greyhound. So he is in Kansas City, Missouri. Yeah, that's still Kansas City, Missouri. It's kind of weird, that whole thing with Kansas City, Kansas, and then I guess, right? What was the sarcasm, sweet one? Are you on rewind or something? Yeah, I mean, it doesn't, you know, there's a lot of bad apples kind of in this area. It just feels like this is kind of like you're in a, just you can see by the street when you're looking at it. So who knows what happened to him? I mean, given the state of our society these days, he could have been walking down, somebody pulls a gun out of him, gets him in the car, and, you know, who the hell knows, right? I mean, it's just... So the hospital didn't run any tests? Doesn't sound like it. Yeah, I thought maybe he walked. He could have been walking at like 4.5 miles an hour. Who are you talking to, Zozo? You didn't respond to a person. Yes, that's so weird to have a state as a city in another state. Right. Like you're sharing Kansas City, but it's like Missouri and then Kansas. By the way, are the Kansas City Chiefs in the state of Kansas or Missouri? I don't even know now that I think about it. I've always thought it was in Kansas, you know, but maybe somebody knows. Or do both Missouri and Kansas support the Chiefs? Yeah. You think so? It's a very nice city in the nice parts of town. Everybody says that about Chicago, too. Oh, Chicago's wonderful, everybody. Yeah, if you're not in the war zone, I mean, sure. Like, if you live in the nice part of the town, it's awesome, right? But the other part is like a third world country where, you know, dozens of people die on the weekends. Plus, Kansas City Chiefs are in Kansas. Okay, that's what I always thought. But now I'm just like, wait, how do I know that? Wait, now somebody's saying Missouri? Oh, God. Jesus. Here we go. What state are the Kansas City Chiefs? Missouri. Okay, so it's Missouri. All right, there you go. But don't both of them root for them? Right? I mean, it's the same city, for God's sake. Yeah, we know, Cindy J. We know. Okay, you're a day late and a dollar short. Right, yep, I just told you guys that on the show. That have the police went and pulled any camera footage off the bus station? Well, I'm sure they've done all, you know, there's a detective working on it. So anything that's really obvious, I'm sure they've done. And if they haven't done it, it's just they don't care, right? So we aren't going to get to know the answer to the question of whether or not somebody did something or not. Right, we just said that. It's Missouri, everybody. I looked it up. Okay? Sorry if you're on rewind, but, yep. Team, so just Missouri. Well, don't you think that Kansas people that live in Kansas City Kansas are going to be like a fan of the Kansas City Chiefs. I mean, yeah. What else? Who else are they going to root for? Well, we know who the real fans are, Gray, you bastard. Hey, thank you very much, Mary Buchanan. So how do we get this case more publicity? I need to get a hold of I need the grandmother, the mom, and I need them to give me more information, and they need to get any surveillance footage that they can find and put it out there. That's it. And tell the detective that we want more surveillance footage. Yeah, you definitely need more information than this, because it's sort of a dead end. Like, you're following him. Okay, yep. He was at this girl's house. He thought he was being drugged. He called his grandma. The grandma talked to him and then said, oh, yeah. And then somehow she got police to go over to the house. Then the police called the ambulance. The ambulance took him to a hospital. The hospital evaluated him for a few hours and then let him go, but got him a taxi cab ride to the Greyhound station. And then he got the taxi cab ride to the Greyhound station. And then at 4 o'clock, at 4 o'clock it opens, but he got there at 11:53. And he checked the door, couldn't get in. Then he walked back to the taxi he got a ride with and just turned around again. I mean, didn't really do anything at the taxi and walked away. And then 2 hours later, he is almost 8 miles away south, and that's where the trail ends. We need more information after that.
Late Night with Gray, yeah.
That's right. Late Night with Gray Hughes investigates. You're in the gray zone. Looks like it was daylight. It was daylight. So it was 11:53. Yep. A.M. So it's before noon. Yep. You got it. 50 Shades of Gray. If she had the 360-degree app on, she should have more clues as to where he went. Well, that's a good point. How do we know that she had the 360-degree app on? I didn't see it. I don't remember reading it in any of those articles. You know what we should do, though? Let's try to do something else. Let's put his name in here. T apostrophe. By the way, I mean, these names are hard to work with. Montezhurt. I wonder what's apostrophe for. All right, so we're going to do that. Then we're going to go to Tools, Anytime, Custom Range, and then let's go to February. Let's just go from the 1st to the 8th. Was there anything on that case back then? Well, there you go. So this is from February 6th. It's kind of interesting when you go back in time sometimes. Let's see what they say.
Hurt hasn't been seen since Thursday, and his St. Louis family is now here pleading for help.
KMIZ 9's Matt Evans is live in Kansas City with their search, and Matt, the bizarre circumstances surrounding his...
Like Caleb Harris is an actual mystery. This is one where it's like, he's walking, they know where he is. I'm sure there's a hell of a lot more information out there. We just don't have it. The Caleb Harris case is one of those ones that's a true mystery, right? Like, he just disappeared off the face of the earth and in a small window.
Disappearance.
Yeah, Bree, Chris, you might have seen these flyers posted around town. There's
6th.
hundreds of them all over Kansas City. The family of Montezhurt hanging up even more today in hopes that somebody here has seen
Thanks, sweet one. We know. Thanks.
It's another day of agony.
Can you put one in your window for me?
Another day of searching.
We have canvassed this area.
And another day of not knowing what happened to Montezhurt.
I just don't understand. I really don't. It seemed like if he was out here, he would see. There's no way he wouldn't call us.
His grandma drove here from St. Louis on Friday and has been doing this every day since.
We're looking for my grandbaby. We from St. Louis, Missouri.
Hurt is a freshman at Missouri Western and was in Kansas City with a friend early Thursday morning when he called his grandma in mental distress.
That day when he called me, first of all, it was out of order.
His grandma called police here, and an ambulance took him to St. Luke's. He was released a few hours later.
All right, okay, let me get this. St. Luke's. I want to put everything on here. St. Luke's. Ooh, so which one is it? There's a whole bunch of them. Ah, crap. Now we're going to have to look. That's not what I was just looking at, was it? It's this one, I think. Nah, Jesus. I don't even know which one I was looking at now. Oh, man. Ah, crap. Montezhurt. And tools anytime February 1st to the 8th. Go. I think it was that one. Yeah.
Montezhurt hasn't been seen since Thursday, and his St. Louis family is now here pleading for help.
Has another day
area.
Hurt.
We looking for
Kansas City with his grandma.
That day when he called me, first of all, it was out of order.
His grandma called police here, and an ambulance took
St. Luke's Hospital of Kansas City. There it is. Alright, so it's this one. So it's not too far away from the bus station, maybe a couple miles. So this one. St. Luke's Hospital of Kansas City. Kansas City. Alright. It's so quiet, you guys. Trying to find it. There it is. Okay, got it.
took him to St. Luke's. He was released a few hours later. Surveillance video shows a Z-Trip taxi dropping him off at the Greyhound bus station before it opened.
God,
and when he went back to the car, he couldn't get in and started walking south on Troost with his phone still in the Z-Trip.
So his phone's still in the Z-Trip, but that he wasn't looking for his phone there. He forgot it in there. He didn't even realize it was in there. Because if it was in there, he would have waited around and pounded on the door until he had his damn phone. Everybody would do that.
Police told the family they saw him on traffic cameras Thursday afternoon at 77th and Troost, still walking.
There we go. There we go. See? That's why it's important to go back in time. Because the later articles, it's like the telephone game, right? The later articles don't put that stuff in there. So it was a traffic camera. Now we know he was walking on this camera, all right? So that was at 77, and it's Troost, like Troost. It said he was seen on traffic camera. So let's see. I don't know if there's one up here, or I don't know which one it's talking about. See, it's Troost. You know, I don't know which camera. I mean, I don't even see any up here. Oh, there's one up there, it looks like. Okay, so that looks, oh, there it is, 77th Street. So he was seen right here. Seen on traffic camera walking. Yeah, but those text messages were way earlier in the morning, though, Zozo. Didn't you see those? That's what I'm saying. You sent me them, and they're in the morning. And then there's the one with the, hey, thanks, Katya T. Then there's the other text message that has no time on it. So I don't know which one that is. So go look at the time on those and think about, just let me know what you think, because it's literally 7 in the morning, and he doesn't even, and then he goes to the hospital, and he was already at her house. All right, let's get back now. Let's see what they're saying, because that was new information for us, that he was walking, for sure.
South, but there's been no sign of him since, which is why this family is now pleading for help to find him.
I'm not leaving Kansas City without my grandson. I'm not. I'm not leaving this place without my grandson.
We did talk to police today who confirmed they have opened a missing persons case for montezhurt, but they didn't release very many other details.
Right.
If you've seen him or have any information about his
disappearance, it's about almost 8 miles.
Contact the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department. Live in Kansas City, Matt Evans, KBC 9 News.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, so let's see. That was on the 6th. I'm not sure. What is this one? Missouri. Okay, that's an actual official poster. Missing adult, montezhurt, age 19, born 12/2/2004, black, 5'10", 135 pounds, missing from Lee Summit, Missouri. If you have any information, call 573-526-6178. Or that was the Missing Person Clearinghouse, or call Missouri State Highway Patrol, Troop A at 816-622-0800. Ah, crap, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to look at some more. All right, hold on. Only takes a second. montezhurt, tools, advanced search, no, not that one. Any time, custom range, February 1st to the 8th. Okay, this is the, what was that first one? February 6th. This is February 3rd here. This is like right after it. A family is asking for the public to help to locate a missing 19-year-old man who was last seen near downtown Kansas City. The Missouri State Highway Patrol issued a missing person report Saturday morning. montezhurt was last seen around 11:53 on Thursday, February 1st at the Greyhound bus station located at 1101 Troost Avenue. He did not get on a bus, according to Hurt's grandmother. Hurt's grandmother, okay, so he didn't get on a bus. He just walked, just like I told you. He walked 4.5 miles an hour and got down there. Hurt's grandmother said he was later seen on street camera video near 77th Street and Troost Avenue. Hurt is described as a black male with brown eyes and black red hair. Let's look some. I mean, is there a way to geographically, like if we said, you know, what is the most dangerous part of Kansas City, Missouri? The most dangerous neighborhood in Kansas City is South Blue Valley. This is located in East Kansas City and is home to Blue Valley Park. Now let's see where that is. So it's way over here, kind of closer up to where he was. So right over here, this is the most dangerous area, kind of closer up to where he was there. And he made it all the way down here. I don't know. Yeah, so I mean, I'm kind of guessing that the girl that he was with is down in this area and he was trying to get back there again. You know, what if he even got back there again and the same father that was really upset and embarrassed earlier did something. You know, that could be a theory, right? Because she does mention, I mean, what was it that he did that was so embarrassing that the father had to get up? And then he goes back there again, and maybe he's pissed off. There you go. That's a theory. Now watch, she doesn't even live in that part of the town, and that's not related. That's just a theory based on almost nothing. All right, so just go with that. Did that boy find himself in the wrong hood with red hair? I don't know. What do you mean red hair? I don't get it. Sorry. And why did she tell him she needed more from him? An apology in person. I know. So something happened there, right? How come we don't get to know that in these screenshots? You know, what was it that happened where she needs an apology? So it's like she asked for another apology. Like, I mean, I guess we need to go back and read those again. And I don't know if the one that's got the longer message is the same person. So anyways, it said, this is her, obviously. What's going on? It's hella police, dude. You're scaring the F out of me. Your phone is dead. You don't have a charger, nothing. Like, what the F are you doing, bro? And then at 7, and then on February 1st at 7 in the morning. So this is before he was taken to the hospital, or maybe he's at the hospital at this time. My fault for acting how I was acting. I'm a make the date up to you as well. And tell your pops I was tweak sauce also. What does that mean? Like tweak sauce? Is that? Weak sauce. Weak slang. Calling one weak sauce compares an individual to mild sauce found at Taco Bell. Weak, insignificant, attempting to be like the other hot sauce. But that's not what he said, right? It was... Oh, that's probably what he meant. I was weak sauce, not tweak sauce. So get rid of the T, and he's just saying I'm weak sauce, right? Okay, that makes sense. Then he says, and tell your pops I was weak sauce also. Shake my head, she said. I don't know what that was or whatever, but you embarrassed the F out of me in public and with my friends and at home with, you know. What if he was... Let me ask you this, okay, just as a theory. Like, what if he did drugs himself, and he just acted totally a fool, but then he calls his grandmother up to then make it seem like something happened so that she will help him get out of there, and he knows exactly what he was doing and everything, and now he's going back to apologize. But... that he wasn't drugged at the... I just told you what it was, Oza. I just read the whole damn thing. Jesus. Let me do it again. Slang. Calling one weak sauce. Compares said individual to mild sauce. Found to talk about weak means insignificant, etc. Alright? So what if he knew that he was doing the drugs, right? What do you mean no, LOL, I don't know what that means. So let's say he was doing drugs, and now he's trying to make like an excuse up to his grandmother to, you know, because he doesn't want to be around the situation that he's in. And I think they might be referring to this, what happened there, in the conversation. So he's saying, what the hell was that? Like his behavior was horrible, right? But you embarrassed the F out of me in public and with my friends. And this is, oh yeah, so now this makes sense. This is 9 o'clock in the morning. We'll see, the other one, let me go back. This is 7. My fault for acting how I was acting. I'm going to make the date back up to you. And tell your pops I was weak. Shake my head. I don't know what that was or what. Let me see.
I don't know what that was or.
Nah, that doesn't work. I can't do the. I don't know what that was or whatever, but you embarrassed the F out of me. 100% in public and with my friends. But I mean, why would you be with somebody? That must have been the night before, though. Okay, because it's not like you're going to be out in public doing stuff at like 7 in the morning. It just. Well, what do you mean, Gray? Maybe they went to have breakfast, you bastard. Embarrassed the F out of me 100% in public and with my friends and at home with my dad coming out of the room butt-ass naked. 100%. So that must have meant he was acting. So it might have been in the morning, maybe. I don't know, but. Or late at night, the night before, like at 10 or 11 at night, he was tripping out in the house. The dad gets out of his bed because he's, he's going to be naked because he's like, what the hell's going on, right? Doesn't that make sense, everybody? Like there's friends over and he's there, he's tweaking out, he's acting strange, and the dad comes running out of the room to see what the hell happened, right? Butt-ass naked. Sick because you just coo before you got to my house. Like he was totally normal before he got there. And I need a better apology than that. Completely embarrassing. And have you seen my cards? I'm not sure what that means. Like my cards. Okay, I'm going to apologize in person. When could I come in person? So this is at like 9 in the morning. So why is he going to the hospital? Is he at the hospital right now? So here's what I think. I think the event that he's referring to, I felt like I was drugged, is referring to the night before. Okay? I think this is the night before. Wait, I can't hear. Why can't you hear me? What do you mean you can't hear me? What are you talking about? I think this is the night before that he's tweaking out. The next morning is, he probably woke up and he was still like freaking out, and he called his mom and he got taken to his grandmother, and then he was taken to the hospital, and now he's likely sitting in the hospital texting with her. I think he's in the hospital while these texts are happening, right? Because this is 9 in the morning and he's already at the bus station at 11 something. So and remember he was at the hospital for a few hours. You guys see what I'm saying? Come on, let's get some interaction here instead of just talking back and forth about random shit. Doesn't that make sense that he's already in the hospital? So the incident that his grandmother called about was the night before, early in the morning, perhaps even. Then he says, okay, I'm going to apologize in person. When could I come in person? You're going back to St. Louis. Yes, with my granny. See, there you go. Boom. The grandmother said, got him the bus ticket, right? Okay. Whenever you're settled, just call me. I just got one question, though. What's the question? Was anything you said true? So he must have said some stuff while he was tweaking out that, he loved her or something like that. He said, yes. And then she says, okay, I love you. I hope you get to where you need to stop. Or, no, let's see. I hope you get to where you need to be stopped stressing over nothing and putting your peoples through it. It's not worth it. Keep grinding, saving up, and go to college, but be safe 100%. So it sounds like there's something, like something's going on where something's not safe. And just try to keep in touch. You embarrass me, but I'm still here for you. Okay, so I think that's going to be the reality. Is that it's the night before he got like really on something and acted like crazy with friends around, and it was late at night. The dad came running out of the room half naked, And then he probably was like, oh my God. And then he called his mom and said, I think I was, grandmother said, you think I was drugged, but he knows exactly why he's feeling the way he's feeling. And then to sort of, I don't know, the police went over, then they got an ambulance, and that sort of helped him feel like, so sort of an excuse with the girlfriend. Then he gets taken to the hospital, and then they're communicating back and forth, texting here. Man, you really embarrassed me, blah, 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 and et cetera, and you need to apologize, and I'm going to go home with grandma. That's the one who bought him the ticket. I think that makes sense. Don't you? I know if you want to make it more nefarious and confusing, you can come up with something else, but I think that that sort of makes sense given the limited information that we have right now. That those text messages, obviously, the time is 9 in the morning. He's at the bus station at 11:53. So doesn't that make sense that he's already at the hospital at that point? So the one at 7 in the morning, he's likely there too. And it was late at night, probably 2, 3 in the morning when the dad ran out. And there was other people around. They were just sort of partying in the house. I know. Now, if he went back to that house, who knows what might have happened. Yeah, I mean, that's so far what we got. I think that's a logical sort of story. And he's likely heading back to perhaps apologize, because now he knows he has to wait. Maybe there's a sign on the door and he has to wait 4 hours, so hey, maybe he'll go over and apologize. But then he probably realized at some point he doesn't even have his phone. Man, he was in a bad position there. No phone, nothing at that point in time. He's just, and there's no way to track him. If his phone was in that car, how do you track anywhere where he went other than cameras? Yeah. So, yep, now it is more interesting now. I think that we've just put some pieces together where it makes it more interesting. Don't you think? The text messages there and the timing of those combined sort of tell a different story a little bit. And I think he was maybe trying to make his way back, but you do have the angry father, but you could have just random people. Unfortunately, people of color, black people, Hispanic, whatever, they sometimes, like gangs driving around, will just assume you're part of something and do something. And that's a problem. It sucks, So, anyways, well, cool. That was good to get cover that case, get through that one, and maybe we can get some more information. I did leave a message for the mother, so maybe she'll reply at some point, and then we can get some more information going. I'd really like to talk to, it'd be great to talk to the girlfriend that he needed to apologize to. That person's important. And maybe the grandmother or the mother who might have other information about locations that she's got since some of those interviews. All right. So, wow, you guys, thanks for staying up late like this. It is now, I've been on the show, well, it's not going to be as long of a show tonight because it started so late. It's already 11:12, 2:12 on the East Coast. That's where Cindy J is, but she's still up listening. Right, Cindy? Wow, look at that. It's JK popping in. It's past your bedtime, Husey. Well, hey, JK, so it was a busy day today. Check this thing out. Listen to this. Hold on. Before we do, I got to do this one. Da-da-da-da. This is a legit cat eye. Listen to this.
It's past your bedtime, Huzzy. What's up, freaks?
I'm Huzzy. I'm a Huzzy. Listen to this. Listen to this. So I would first. Vinny texted me in the morning and said, "Hey, Greg, can you be on the show?" And I was like, "Oh shoot, man," because I was gonna do my show at 5, knowing that I was supposed to be on Web Sleuths at 8:30, right? But then I said, you know what, I could just do that later. I don't want to let Court TV down or whatever. So I messaged him back, and then later he said, "Oh, we're all full now. We're all full." And then a producer called me up, like, I don't know, 3 o'clock, and said, "Hey, so you're going to be on this segment." I go, "Oh, really? I thought I wasn't going to be on tonight." And he goes, "Oh, let me double check." Then he called me back. "Oh, no, you're going to be on. You're going to be on. So you're on at 5:20 tonight." And I was like, "Oh, shit." So then I was on Court TV at 5:20. But then Profiling Evil with Mike King, he said, he messaged me yesterday and said, "Can you come on at around 6 or so?" And I was like, "Sure, yeah, I could do that." Or, right around that time. And then so right after I was on Court TV, I was on Profiling Evil with Mike King. Really amazing stuff going on over there with his, marking out a baby grave cemetery related to, like a polygamist cult in Utah. And then I was on there. Then after that, Then I finally made it to Web Sleuths. And that was at 8:30. So then I did the 8:30 show on there for about an hour. And then at 9:30, I think maybe it was 9 o'clock. I don't remember. And then I switched over to... and then it did live over here. So I was on 3 different shows and then my own show. So that makes for a pretty freaking busy day. And then I put out a video earlier in the day. So, yeah, it's pretty wild. Pretty wild. Yeah, it was nuts. Your fire sauce. Oh, come on. that was a crazy one. Oh, really? Man, that's nuts over there, that cemetery. So let's keep an eye out for some more information on this. All right. Well, that's the time you get off work, Zozo. It's 5 o'clock in the evening. So at least I'm even working on your time. All right. It's not weak sauce. Your fire sauce. Diablo sauce. Okay. All right. Okay, you guys. I'm here. Good things. I don't go until 2:30. You're going to need the $6 million man leg with your running around. Yeah, oh yeah. Did you hear my whole theory right there, Zozo? I just did a whole thing. I don't know if you were even listening. I just explained. Listen to this, Zozo. Pay attention just for a minute. I think that the night before, late in the morning, like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, he was really intoxicated somehow at the party, or he was probably a party with some friends at that girl's house, and he wigged out. Then the dad got up and was like, "What's going on?" And he was naked, and it embarrassed the daughter. And then that's when he called his grandmother and said, "Oh, I think I was tweaked on something. Then he gets taken to the hospital, and that's when those text messages happened between him and his girlfriend. And it makes absolute sense. The timing, everything. And he's thinking he needs to go back and apologize because he's got some time to kill. So he's walking somewhere. And the girlfriend also referred to dangerous things that he's doing, and he should just focus in on school. So there's something. Yeah, she would definitely fail. There's no doubt about it. I could sit her for an hour and go and explain the whole thing, and then she'll go, "Great, what do you think?" You mean what I just said for an hour? Well, I think he maybe went back to the house, and there was some anger going on at the house before. Who knows what happened? Or a random gang member thought he was some guy coming in on their turf and did something to him. I mean, that's really about the only two things that make any sense. Something back at the house or a random gang-related situation. That's about it. I mean, other than that, what's he going to be doing? Just walking around? Just... Well, cool, dude Morris. CAG. But yeah, I mean, I am interested now, so like I guess we're gonna have to. I think I got more interested at the end when things kind of clicked when I reread those text messages, looking at the time frame that he's at the hospital, and you know, the first one I gotta see again though. Let me look at that one more time. Shit, where is it? Okay, it said. So why is she saying, dude, what's going on? There's hella police, dude. Right, so the police showed up, and they already took him away in an ambulance, right? You're scaring the hell out of me. Your phone is dead. You don't have a charger, nothing. Like, what the F is going on, bro? And we don't know what time that's at 7:26. Okay, and then at 9 in the morning, he's at the hospital, and he says, my fault for acting how I was acting. So this is before then. This is like late in the evening. Then he calls his grandmother, like early morning hours. And then the father got up, and then we hear what happened. It's like, well, I'm going to make the date up to you as well. So now he feels bad. He's at the hospital. And tell your pops I'm weak, all right? And then she says, shake my head. I don't know what that was or whatever, but you embarrassed the F out of me, because he was acting strange, right? In public. Now, and that's a little different because that's in public, but, you know, is that at the house or just outside? And with my friends and at home. Oh, yeah, so that was in public. He was acting weird, right? Listen, just listen now. So in public and with my friends at home. So that means he was acting weird when they were out somewhere. And then when he came home, he was still acting strange. And then her dad came out of the room, butt-ass naked. Let's see. And he goes, 100%. This shit's sick because you was cool before you got to my house. And I'm going to need a better apology than that. Completely embarrassing. And have you seen my cards? And that was at 9:01, like 9:01, and then that's her response to him when he said, tell your pops I'm weak sauce. And then he says, okay, I'm going to apologize in person. Now it sounds like he wants to get back over to the house, right? When could I come in person? And she says, I don't know. And then there must have been some text that they left out. So that sucks. You need the whole thing. Okay, you're going to be back in St. Louis. Yes, with my granny. So he's going to be heading back. So he must say, I've got a ticket to go to St. Louis with my grandmother. And then she says, okay, whenever you're settled, just call me. I just got a question, though. What's the question? Was anything you said true? Yes. Okay, I love you. I hope you get back to where you need to be. Stop stressing over. I mean, this makes total sense now, everybody. So he's out somewhere late at night. Listen. Try to pay attention, Zozo. Listen. He's out late at night. Okay? Out late at night. They're all partying and stuff out somewhere else, and he was acting cool but a little strange, right? Then he goes home, and then he's really acting up, and it's like 12, 1 in the morning, something like that, 2 o'clock. The dad comes flying out of the room naked. It was really embarrassing. What the hell's going on here? And then all of a sudden, he calls his grandmother silently. I think I was drugged. Then the cops show up, and then that's why she's saying, man, there's hella cops over here. What's going on? Where are you? And then he calls from the hospital at 9 in the morning. He texts back and says, this is all texting. There's no talking. And then he calls back, texts back at 9 in the morning saying, okay, I'm going to apologize in person. When could I come on in person? She says, I don't know. And then we're missing a slew of text messages because they seem to have worked things out. And then eventually, you're going to go back to St. Louis. Yes, with my granny. Okay. Whenever you get back, I have some questions. All right. So he's still at the hospital likely during this time because remember his grandmother said, I'm going to get you a ticket to get back to St. Louis and send him back to the bus station. So I think that's really what happened right here. And now he's got time to kill, so why not go back to the house and set things right? So either on the way back to the house, he was attacked by some absolute, like gang members that thought he was somebody invading a turf or something, or he made it all the way back to the house and, oh Jesus, the cop thing again. I don't know what you're talking about, man. He was most likely drugged while out with her friends. I don't think he was drugged. Yeah. I think he was doing whatever he was doing. That's why she was saying, just you need to stop stressing over nothing and putting your peoples through it. It's not worth it. Keep grinding, saving up, and go to college. Be safe 100% and just try to keep in touch. You embarrassed me, but I'm still here for you. So, something. I don't know. See, I think they must have been looking into something is what I'm saying. That's why they were there. It could just be that they had already picked him up in an ambulance. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, it would be weird to be sleeping through police being there. And she texts him at 7 saying, okay, here's something that's interesting. Watch this. So she says, dude, what's going on? It's hella police here. That's at 7:26 in the morning. And he doesn't respond till 9 o'clock. He's already at the hospital. So there could be like this overlap, like the ambulance got there. We don't know the exact situation, like was she sleeping and the police showed up, got him an ambulance, like he's sitting outside. Then he gets taken to the hospital in an ambulance and the police are still there. And then they start asking questions and all this stuff. And he's already been taken off because he's in a bad way or whatever. Yeah. So there you go. All right, you guys. I think we made some progress on this one. I think it makes a little bit more sense. Things are starting to, I'm just going on a theory based on those text messages. I think it's pretty accurate. Now I got to go. All right. Anyways, thanks everybody. Appreciate it. Let's see. Thank you to Wise Child, Amber Maiden, Kitty Chronister, Gummo, K-Me, Renee H, The Broken Scout, Wendy Van Rokel. We don't know. Wendy Van Rokel, we don't know what time he called the grandmother. That's one of the key pieces of information, but I guarantee you it's going to be like at between 2 in the morning and 6 in the morning. Guarantee it. Wendy Van Rokel, Sandy Shirley, Kathleen Canick, Sirius Black. I only have the information that we have. I can't invent information to fill in your gaps that you want to know the answers to. If we read it out loud, then we have the answer. So it'd be great to talk to the grandmother and ask her the question. Jill Downey, Kayla Marie, a new member, so welcome. Peter then Paulette Leonard, Ella Blue, Heather N gifted 5 memberships. Very cool, very cool. Then Debbie Joe, Kayla Marie, Angela Alex, a blank slate, and then Lanky Tor gifted 5 memberships. Julie Teagarden was a new member. Ginger Keys again, and then Ginger Keys did a cat eye donation, so it was like but it was the dancing avocado, which that's my favorite. And then Ginger Keys again, and then Georgina Stoliker with 2 dancing avocados in a row. Then Kayla Marie, then Georgina Stoliker gifted 5 memberships. Very generous, thank you very much. Mary Buchanan, Katja T, and at the buzzer there was Jay Case, the inventor of Jay Case Vision, which is Google Earth Live. You can actually see crimes happen. And by the way, that is something that exists out there. I saw an example of it. They did like a 10-block radius where they filmed for a week in high definition an entire area, and they can go back in time and look at stuff. I mean, isn't that crazy? I think that's where we're going in the future, with greater and greater data storage capacity, where you're going to have, like, you know, the way you could do it is have a pole up in the air that maybe is like 300 feet, and it has cameras that film. You don't need satellites, that film with like high definition. And maybe you have multiple cameras that do this in a city, and it just stores from above, and you can stitch it all back together. Yeah, J-Vision, that's right. What? Thank you for what? Oh, the Nancy Grace actually talked to the grandmother in this case? Oh, that's interesting. Man, she's been interviewing a lot of people lately. Oh, it's 32 minutes a month ago. Oh, great. Okay. Well, hell, I'm going to go listen to that too then. Does it have information about like what time the calls were? Nancy Grace is pretty good at asking like probing questions, I think. I'm not a big fan of her overall style, just like people aren't a fan of my overall style, but I think she does ask pretty good. Like when it's just her, here's when Nancy Grace is the best. When it's just her and the person she's interviewing. When she has these other panel members, I don't like any of that shit. Yeah, those experts, she just doesn't even want, you know what's weird about it is just, she doesn't even want to listen to the experts. She wants to get back to asking the questions of the person. So that's what she should be doing. She's good at that. I will give her credit for that. I didn't think that, but I've listened to her sort of grill. She gets a little too animated sometimes, almost implying somebody's guilt in the questioning. But she does ask a lot of the right questions, you know, where you're at the end, you're like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, nice. Okay. Is it on YouTube, Shada Scadam, or is it like her podcast that she does? Maybe you can send me a link. Can you send me a link to it? At grayhughes2@gmail.com. There it is. And also thanks to Tito on PayPal. Appreciate it. And that was it. Yeah, I don't like that either, Half Pint. That's what I'm talking about. She thinks that, I mean, like a lot of people that are innocent, she treats like they're guilty. Yeah, I tried to message the grandma. We'll see if I can get it. I don't know. All right, you guys. Thank you all for being here. I know I wasn't really on the screen much, but... Oh, I didn't have a hat on. I don't have my hat on today, you guys. You don't even recognize me. Who the hell is that guy? Who the hell is that guy? He doesn't... Yeah, it was like this. Who the hell is that guy? Yeah. Yeah, I think she's... I mean, I think she's asked good questions, Ginger Keys, but I don't know how you can like her attitude towards people that are that very likely are innocent, and she treats them like they're just garbage, you know. I think you need to ask them questions directly, but treat them fairly until there's really... See, she goes based on the public opinion a lot. Like, she hears where the wind is blowing and goes in that direction. All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. And man, thank you all for your generosity getting us to the goal tonight on a late night show where it was looking bleak early, but hey, we did it. You nailed it. Beat it. All right, you guys are awesome. And we got, let's see, today's the 28th. We have 29th, the 30th, and then the 31st. We finally... we've already given away 3,500 this month, so I'm going to try to get it up to where I can give out another 3,000 on the last night. That'd be 6,500, which is up there with some of our best months we've ever had. And that'll make up for the first 2 months, which were like, let's see, if we're at 11.5, that means we're at 8, right? So that means we average 4. So that'll be like, let's say you could add 500 each of those. It'd be 45, 45, and then 55. So that'd be pretty sweet, right? Yeah, sort of distributed out there. And then we're averaging, so if we do 3, we'll be at 14.5, or almost 5 a month, which should get us close to 60 if we keep it up. All right, thanks, freaks. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tomorrow. Is that working? I can't tell if that's video. No, that's earlier in the day, so it must. I'm gonna have to restart that camera or something. It's light outside. It's definitely not light here. So thanks, everybody. 3,000, Zozo. Jesus. See you guys tomorrow. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Man, it's like you never listen to what I'm saying. It's amazing. But I know you guys have been busy reading all the applications, all right? Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, flag rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime
I did earlier,
is my nectar. Professor Grayl's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector, fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his pector. With all respect, y'all, just remember I've a temper fucking check, y'all. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. See you later, JKs. Yeah, see you later, everybody. Get right back to work. All right, everybody. Good night, Ginger Keys, Half Pint, Jessica Schubach, Dude Morris, Sirius Black, Mustang Sally, Georgina Stoliker. Thank you very much for your generosity, too. Tammy LP, J Case, Heather N, Wendy Van Rokel, and Jessica Schubach again. Don't forget up there to Chada Scattum. Oh, and Baz B. Oh, wait, hold on. I need this for Baz B.
Huh? It's the house!
There you go. There you go.
There's mosquitoes the size of bald eagles in that dadgum swamp.